Thanks for joining me, Laura. Laura is a mom that came to see me after her 5th pregnancy and came to see me online. She found me online. And
Yes.
she has had 6 C-sections now and just an incredible story and incredible recovery. So Laura, do you mind telling us a little bit about your story? I kind of wanted you to share today so women can see what it's like to recover from a diastasis,
Mhm.
have another pregnancy, and then recover again and just impart some knowledge.
Absolutely. So like you said, I've had 6 pregnancies, and I've had different recoveries after each one of them. I can remember after my second baby, after my second C-section, I got out there and I thought, oh, I need to go out and run. I need to run tons of miles because that's how I'm going to get back into shape. And I can remember it just killed my body, my shins, my knees, it was horrible. And after every single one, I just kept thinking, like, there's got to be more out there. There has to be some way that I can heal my body better than what I'm doing. And so after my 5th pregnancy, when the doctor said, you're never going to heal this DR, the only way is if you go into surgery, I just wasn't taking it, because then it was, you can't do this until you're completely done having children. And if you don't know when that is, that could be in your 50s. And I just wasn't taking it. So I found you online, which was awesome and kind of amazing. And it was really when you were just starting out. So we kind of got to work through things. And so after my 5th pregnancy, I started when I was 9 months postpartum. And those first 2 weeks were unbelievable. I can remember sending you a message after the first 2 weeks saying, okay, my gap was like a 5-finger gap and now it is 2. And all I've done is these breathing stuff. And it was
so cool.
Oh my gosh, I was so excited. And so then from there it was, okay, now what else can we do? How can we, and it got to the point where it was completely healed. And I think that was probably around the time when the baby was about a year old.
Well, and the thing is you started 9 months, but you found me 9 months postpartum with a 5-finger width diastasis.
Yes. And my 5th C-section.
And your 5th C-section.
Yeah.
And healed that online. That is
online. Crazy. Yes. It was awesome. And like I said, in 2 weeks, it shrunk 3 fingers. So that was unbelievable. Like I was hooked.
I don't know if I want to tell everybody that, because I feel like you set these high. But I know you were probably doing things 3 times a day.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That was, how many times a day should I do this? Oh, you could do them every other day. Okay. I'll do them 4 times a day. And you don't have to be that crazy. You don't have to be crazy like me. But so then I got pregnant a 6th time, and I'm kind of a geek and thought that was really fun because now I got to see what happened. And so I was able to work on all of this stuff during pregnancy and then be able to see what happened after pregnancy. And it was unreal because, they tell you not to work out for 6 weeks after you have a C-section. I was able to do all the breathing stuff even before that 6-week mark. And then by 3 months, my DR was completely closed.
That is incredible.
It was awesome. Yeah. And
in the medical literature now, there's nothing we can do to prevent it.
Right.
But us, like the physical therapists, women's health PTs, we've seen enough people like you that have gone through where we've been able to work through this. I would call them case studies, where we're like, no, I really think we're starting to be onto something here. I really think we're starting to be able to prevent and control diastasis to some degree.
Right. And I mean, I like you said, when I gave birth the 6th time, I obviously had a DR. I think that it was probably more like 4 fingers, maybe 3.5. But
just from working on the breathing, it was less severe during this pregnancy.
Yes, much less severe. And because just knowing how to move properly, even just rolling over in bed the right way and standing up and not doing front loading exercises during your pregnancy, which
we pulled you back. We pulled you back.
Yes. I'm like, come on, can't I do these? No, don't do them. You will be thankful. And so I didn't, and I was super thankful because now I'm 6 months postpartum and I can do a front plank and hold it for over a minute with nothing, no bulging, no nothing. So it's just awesome. I feel so much stronger this postpartum than I have any of the others. And this is my 6th postpartum time. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Well, and one of the things I want to highlight is we got you down to about 2 fingers, but you still had a little bit of a belly. You were like, I don't like how distended I look in the front. Okay, what else can we do? And then we went back to the drawing board and we did more troubleshooting with you. So we worked glutes, we worked posture, we continued working breathing, mid-back mobility, things like that. So I think people tend to give up too soon as well. And you're like, no, I'm going to fight for this. And you kept showing up. You kept asking good questions.
Well, and I think that even if you've been to a physical therapist for this, if you had a great doctor that said, yeah, you need to go to a physical therapist and see and have them work on this, even after you've done that and you think, okay, that's it. Like there's nothing else I can do. There's still more you can do. And I think that just sometimes we don't realize all the little pieces. I mean, everything works together in your body. And so, yeah, if your glutes aren't turning on like mine weren't, I mean, I think it was 2 fingers left, got my glutes to turn on, and it was like, oh, there it is. That's the missing piece. And so I think sometimes you just have to work until you find that missing piece and be willing to put in the little extra effort that it might take to heal. It's totally worth it. I mean, it's better than having to go through a surgery again. So.
Well, and you are always willing to put in the mental effort, and there are some women that don't heal, and there's some women that need surgery. So I don't want to be saying this and where everyone's like, oh no, you can always heal. You can't. But I do feel like there are a lot of cases that we could fix through conservative treatment.
Right. And I just think if you have these 2 options, okay, I'm going to go under the knife and have this surgery and they're going to fix it. Well, in my eyes, I don't even know that they're really fixing the problem, because if you're having some other issues that aren't allowing you to heal it completely, then maybe those, once you get those things fixed and you've exhausted all the options, then maybe you need surgery. But if your glutes aren't firing and if your mid back is tight and all that, well, then you're not really fixing the problem. You're just kind of putting a Band-Aid on it, and, you'll have other issues down the road. So.
And I think it's really cool on how you were able to prevent your diastasis from getting as severe using the techniques that we went through. That was really cool.
Absolutely. The breathing. Yeah. And that is something that every pregnant woman should be doing, breathing posture work throughout their pregnancy.
And it's not belly breathing. It's not belly breathing. Let's just say that to be clear.
Exactly. Not belly breathing.
Yeah, I'm doing belly breathing. No. We're not talking belly breathing.
No, we're talking good. Yeah, no, not belly breathing.
Exactly, not belly breathing. Okay, but so the takeaway here is that not all diastasis need surgery, because I know there's some people online who are like, oh, you can only heal diastasis through surgery, which is just simply not true. There are some people who will need surgery, but not everyone. And I think that's just an important distinction to keep in mind.
Absolutely.
And do not give up.
Do not give up, right? There is hope.
Yes, there's hope. And if you do one online program and it doesn't work, try another. Go get a second opinion from another PT.
And don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask. And, make sure that you know what you're doing and what you're supposed to be feeling and how you should be healing. So then if it's working, because if it's not, then change it. Go see somebody else.
Yeah, you have to be an advocate for your own body. And I feel like you came in, you took all the information I was offering and you really applied it. Ask questions, dove in, you weren't afraid to, really, I feel like, own it for your own body.
Right.
And I'm really,
I think as moms, we are so good about doing that for our kids. Like my kid has whatever, if my kid has some kind of a sickness, I'm going to find a doctor. And if the first doctor didn't fix them, then I'm going to go to another one. We don't do that for ourselves. Like give yourself a chance. Okay. If the first one you didn't like them or it didn't work. Okay. There are so many more doctors, physical therapists, different approaches that you can go, and don't stop. Don't give up just because, oh, that's it. I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So cool. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us and just give some hope on having a diastasis, having another pregnancy, and then recovering again. Because that's such a fear in so many women's minds about, especially if they have it from the first pregnancy, then they're
right. There's hope, and you can heal it. Definitely.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.